Why I'm asking about the Doors today? It's just one of those. I'm a curious guy, right? So I like to ask weird questions sometimes. But it's the story, and you might have heard this story before. That it came up on this day in music history, 1967. Light My Fire was released. Then they went on the Ed Sullivan Show, and they were asked to change the line, "Girl, we could only get much higher." Sponsors were uncomfortable with the possible reference to drug taking, so the band agreed to take it out. They did the rehearsal, took it out, but then when they sang it live, Jim Morrison, the rebel that he was, he used the original lyrics. And they were furious and said, "You'll never appear on the Ed Sullivan Show again." So it just got me thinking when I read that today. I'm like, man, I don't like the Doors. Like, is there a lot of people that like the Doors? So that's where that all stemmed from, Eric.
People like Jim Morrison. He was a character. He died too young, all these things. And I think that's part of it. They've never resonated with me. But, I like a lot of these music, so, everybody's got their different thoughts. Like, when you ask me, do I like the Doors, it makes me think of like one group that I really don't understand the mass appeal of, and that's the Rolling Stones. Like, I guess I appreciate their longevity. I certainly appreciate their longevity, the characters involved, but I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they've got 4 or 5 toe tappers, and that's a hell of a lot more than most other bands ever have. But I'm not. I remember being asked one time when they were coming to Calgary, and it was like $1,000 a ticket just to get in the door because it's the Stones. And my buddy goes, "I got a free ticket if you want to go," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to go."
Well, free ticket to the legendary band, though, man. That I don't know if I'd turn that down. Now, if it was the Doors, I don't think I would go. But to the Stones. Stones do have toe tappers.
Yeah, like they've got 3 or 4 bangers for sure, and a bunch more that I'd probably be like, "Oh, I forgot about this one. They're pretty good." I'm just saying, it literally came down to that, and that's the ultimate test. A guy says to me, "I got tickets. They're really good seats. You want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like that tells you what I really think about them. So. Anyway,
while we're on the Rolling Stones thing, I didn't see him when they came to Regina. It's right before I moved here. I was dating my now wife. We drove by the stadium, and I'm like, I think we missed out. I think we should have went to this thing, but we didn't. They played 2 nights, whatever. Life goes on. The thing about the Rolling Stones that always baffled me, again, I'm a weird one sometimes. I'm a different duck. Charlie Watts, the drummer. Every time I would watch the Stones play live, like on TV or their videos, he had 3 drums. Like he did everything with a snare drum, a bass drum, and 2 other ones. Now they have the 30 drums, and while you look at Rush,
double bass,
the double bass. He made everything happen with the discount consumers distributing drum kit.
Here we go with consumers distributing again. No, but see, to me, that tells me there were more drums available. It tells me he couldn't play them. That's just you always talk about they talk about Ringo Starr. Boy, are we ever going off the rails here? But Ringo Starr, they always said he wasn't even that good, and he didn't play if you did a drum solo, it was pretty rudimentary. It wasn't significant. It wasn't like Nikki Sixx, or some of these guys were
not Nikki Sixx. You're thinking of
Sixx is the one-arm guy.
What's his name? Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee. Or Neil Peart. There's another band, Rush, I never understood. Oh, my God.
Neil Peart. That's the Rush. Yeah, I saw them live at the Agrodome. I'm glad I went and saw it. Geddy Lee had 2 guitars, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy stuff. And then Neil Peart on the drum kit. Absolutely loved it. Okay, well, we can more music talk coming up in the show. 3 drums. Okay, last night, Eric, it's like a minor hockey game. that's really exciting to watch, or I don't even know about a junior game, like our senior game or something, where it's like no lead was safe, 2-0, and I just felt in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I should put an in-game bet here on Vegas to come back. I just feel it. But then I was like, you know what? Carolina is all over them. They're turning the puck over. The transition of Carolina, unbelievable. First 15 minutes of the game, I thought it was going to be a blowout. But then, hold on, here comes Vegas. You're watching it live. What's your recap of the game?
Like, it's loud in there. It's not as loud as Vegas, but it's pretty loud, pretty raucous crowd. And it's like throwing a match on kindling when they score 25 seconds in. You're like, oh, boy, okay, interesting. And crowd's going nuts. And you didn't know, like, one team was a juggernaut on the East, one was a juggernaut on the West. How would they mesh when they met? And then when they went up 2-0, and it's all Nikolai, it's the Ehlers show, you're like, oh, my. And shame on me, because I've been covering this Vegas team throughout the playoffs. This team, that's their hallmark, coming back.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Like, that's what, when this is all said and done, whether they win the cup or not, and from what I saw last night, it sure looks like they're going to. Like, people will remember that they were the comeback kids. Listen to this stat. This is unbelievable. Since Tortorella has become their head coach, they've won 20 games. They have come back in 12 of them.
Wow.
Of their 13 playoff wins, 7 are comebacks, including that 3-0 deficit they had against the best team in hockey in Colorado. Like, this is insane. They just don't. They're like honey badgers. They don't care. Like, it doesn't matter what the scenario. And I thought it was interesting. They talked about there was a very fortuitous TV timeout midway through the first period when they were down 2-0, and they all kind of gathered on the bench. They didn't have to call a timeout. They kind of just had a natural one handed to them. And they said Tortorella just settled them all down and just reminded them of what they do, which is come back. But the only way you come back is when you play your game. As Tortorella was talking to us today about, he said, a lot of teams, or Mark Stone said it, he said, a lot of teams, when they get down early or get down at any point in time, they start to change their game, and that's when things can really get away from you. They just stuck to their game, and at the end of the day, their game is better than anybody else's in the world right now, so why wouldn't you stick to it?
We've talked about, Marner for the playoff MVP, maybe Carter Hart. I heard a crazy one today. A guy says, well, what if Brett Howden keeps scoring? I don't know about that for the big award, but talk about value in a guy like that for Vegas.
Well, guys like that are found money, right? Like guy leads the playoffs in scoring. Brett Howden, who had that on their bingo card? Nobody, right? But that's kind of the key to winning the Stanley Cup final. They've had a different hero every single night. I agree with you. Like, Marner is the consummate trophy winner if it ended right now, and he had a huge block shot in the final second.
Oh, yeah.
Which everybody's raving about. Actually, Mark Stone had a funny line about that. They're like, man, what does it say about a guy like Mitch Marner that, he blocks that shot and everybody right away goes straight to him to congratulate him before they even go to congratulate Carter Hart? And Mark Stone said, well, he was in the way. He was in the way on my way to Carter Hart, so I had to say something nice to him. But they just go through the lineup. Dorofeyev has had, he's second leading scorer in the playoffs. Like, he's been incredible at times. Mark Stone's played hero one night.
Hurdle.
Colton Sissons. Hurdle was the hero last night. Sissons was the hero earlier in the playoffs. Like Cole Smith. People didn't even know his name, 3 weeks ago, and he was a hero one night. So everybody's getting different, But to me, the best player on the ice last night and the guy who turned the game around was Theodore. Shea Theodore scores to kind of salvage that first period where they were getting caved in. And then he makes that incredible play to Howden to put them up 4-3 in the third. Just everything he did that night was incredible. And yet this was a guy who started the game making a big gaffe that allowed Ehlers to go in alone and score the opening goal. 25 seconds in, but he bounced back from that to be the best player in the game. So, again, different hero every single night, and that's how you win Stanley Cups.
What was that atmosphere? Have you been to a game there in Raleigh at Lenovo Center? Yes, it's loud. I heard it's one of the best tailgates, if not the best tailgate in the NHL.
It is. I mean, there aren't a lot of teams on the list that have tailgates. It is by far the best one, and it's one of the only ones. Like cornhole being played everywhere. As you come in, there's a group of people saying honk if you like hockey, and so the horns are going. I was there for a press conference with Gary Bettman yesterday at 4 o'clock for an 8 o'clock game. And at 4 o'clock, there were thousands and thousands of people already set up with their hibachis, drinking, sitting in their lawn chairs. Like, what a unique concept it is to tailgate for a hockey game. You know what I mean? That's just foreign to us, like, especially because it's, you need nice weather, which we only have at this time of year in Canada. But, yeah, they're all for it, man. Like, we got Canadian liquor laws where you can't do that sort of stuff in most cities. They live for it, man. It's pretty awesome.
Going into game 2, guess what the aftermarket get-in price is for a ticket tomorrow, Canadian? I just looked it up.
Oh, what is it?
We don't want to guess. You want to play along?
Because I think
upper deck, one seat.
Yeah, I bet you could get in for a fraction of what you'd get into in a Canadian rink, like $300 or $400, because everything's cheaper here, right?
Nope. $980, the cheapest ticket for tomorrow night right now.
Whoa.
And
the Caniacs are nuts. And
when it shifts to Vegas, not a bad place on the map. You're not getting in right now for game 3 for under $1,100. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Hey, the base prices for, what season ticket holders pay when it gets to the final is outrageous. So the scalpers have got to make even more than that. So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. We are in the final. There's 2 teams left, and everybody wants a memory of a lifetime because, it's been 20 years since the Hurricanes won it, and it might be another 20 before they get another chance. So that's the way people look at it too, right? Like, how many chances in my life am I going to get a chance to go to Stanley Cup final game? And, hey, 10, 12 minutes into that game last night, people are like, this is the greatest night of my life. If you're a Canes fan,
yep.
The crowd's going nuts, the towels are waving. It's a memory for a lifetime. Like, even just as an observer, I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. Like, this is a moment, right? These are moments.
It's like
and then it all fell apart.
Sold out stadium for a concert, and then the doors come on, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
But guess
one of the Beastie Boys coming on. Give me something good.
Here is a contrast. Guess for game 3 of the NBA final, because the Knicks are in it, right? And you've been to New York. If anyone's ever been to New York, like, the Knicks make the NBA final. You knew this was coming. Baseball, yes, huge. The Rangers, yes, it is just a market where we think that Canada or hockey ends at the border, and it's like people got to go and see how Ranger fans and all this. But anyway, to the Knicks, get-in price for game 3. Sorry, this is game 4 at Madison Square Garden. Canadian, 1 ticket. You are way up there, obviously. $7,558.
Yeah, different tax bracket, different city, different world, different situation. Like, I don't pay a lick of – I don't watch NBA. Like, my first reaction when I heard the Knicks were in the final, I'm like – Patrick Ewing must be having a hell of a season. Like, I do not care. I do not follow it. That's the last time I ever would have watched a Knicks game when Patrick Ewing was roaming in the paint there. So, so the fact that they're back, I get it. That doesn't happen very often in New York. And I have seen photos since of all the celebrities. Puts the Lakers to shame. how many celebrities are showing up for the Knicks. But again, it is pretty rare, so everybody's coming out.
It is. What are you thinking about the All-Star format and what's going to happen there?
I love it. I mean, I'd be shocked if you found anyone who didn't think it was kind of cool. I'm not saying everyone's going to tune in. Like, can't wait for the All-Star game, but when they opened the press conference yesterday with the news, I'm like, that's good on them. Everyone's obviously trying to find ways to make that thing interesting. So many people just want it to go away. But when they announced that they were going to bring it back, I'm like, oh, boy. And then they opened with the skills competition, which is for 25 and unders only. I like that. And then, countries playing 3-on-3. Look, nobody's going to care. Like, if anyone thinks these guys this is for my country and they're going to really strap it on, that's garbage. But it does add another element that makes me want to watch it. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, I don't think. Where's it going? Where is it? Didn't even hear that. Where is it going to be?
UBS, Long Island.
Ooh, that's an excuse.
Tickets $8,000.
What's that?
Tickets will be $8,000.
Media pass.
No, they won't.
Pull some strings.
Yeah, I'll get you beat, but no one will be there. So
the one time we went to play Bethpage, we stayed in Long Island and went to some bars around there. Super fun. Totally different vibe than the city. It was actually pretty cool to hang out in Long Island. Let's end with this. I didn't know that he was an agent, but I talked to Frederick Anderson and then Rasmus Anderson. Claude Lemieux was the agent to a lot of these guys, Eric.
Yeah. I mean, I knew he was an agent. I'd see him at the rink, and I knew that's what he's been doing for a lot of years. And he was a good one. But those two guys you just named were two of his longest tenured clients, and both of them had hit pretty hard. I think it was pretty well publicized, that Anderson was dealing with that, the day he had to kind of close out that series against Montreal. But I think a lot of people didn't realize he also was Rasmus Anderson's agent. So I had a long chat with Raz about how powerful, this was. And, Rasmus Anderson played junior hockey in Barrie with Brendan Lemieux, Claude's son. So not only was he his agent who discovered him in Sweden when he was 13, he was, also having beers with the boys, while he was a junior, and also be his agent. And they were working very closely this year to figure out how Anderson's season was going to play out, and also on what his next contract's going to look like. They were really tight to the point where he was actually wearing shoulder pads in honor of Claude Lemieux last night. Did you hear that story? It's a pretty cool one. I tell you that one. So when he first met Rasmus Anderson, when he was 13, 14 in Sweden, Anderson got a shoulder injury that was very similar to a shoulder injury that Claude Lemieux had. And to this day, Anderson still wears extra padding in one side of his shoulder pads based on some advice that he got from Claude Lemieux. And so he wrote CL22, that was Lemieux's number, on his shoulder pad, and was wearing it last night, and will wear it the rest of the playoffs in honor of Claude Lemieux.
Wow,
it's pretty cool. He's got, Rasmus has got Johnny Gaudreau stitched into his skates as well. I mean, he's honoring a lot of his fallen friends here, so that's pretty cool. But let's not end it on a note like that. I have a question to end it on, and then maybe I'll give you the answer on Friday, but. Elliot Friedman, Kevin Bieksa, Bukowskis, Ron McLean, they invited me to dinner tonight. We always, if I'm with these guys on the road, I go to dinner with them. But Bieksa is kind of the new guy in the group to some degree, and he comes from the hockey world where, one guy just pays for everyone. Everyone goes, lights it up, nice bottles of wine. We're going to the fanciest steakhouse in town, the Angus Barn. It's legendary. It might be the most iconic place in the league for dinner. And Bieksa is saying, well, Elliot organized it, so he has to pay. Now, I know you and I look at that and go, that is ridiculous. The guy who organized it should be praised, but he doesn't have to pay. But we're talking about an NHLer, right, where they're so used to everyone having deep pockets. Do you think there's any chance Elliot gets up without paying tonight? Or is that just a pipe dream that Bieksa is going to push hard? Because he pushes these narratives hard.
Oh man, I don't think you can expect, because I'm sure you guys aren't going to Chipotle, so it's going to be somewhere that's going to be a hefty bill. I wouldn't let it fly, but I get how you're saying. It's like credit cards in the hat. I've played that game once with guys in San Diego.
Yeah, did you lose?
I was like, this is a debit card. Yeah, it was years ago. I'm like,
I got a limit here, boy.
But that's it. If they do that, throw your debit card in there. This is my Strathmore Credit Union card.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's a veteran move. I've played that game probably 8 times, and I bet you 6 or 7 of those 8 times, it's the dude who says, "Hey, let's play credit card roulette," who always loses. So it is fun. It is nerve-wracking. It can be expensive. It can also be free. But I'll tell you what, don't ever be the guy to suggest it just because you think it's a novel idea, because the credit card gods will get you almost every time.
And now that I remember, I know what happened. The guy that I think it was his idea, like you said, he had some fancy black credit card that was like heavier than a regular card.
What a dummy.
And when it picked out, it was at the bottom. And man, I just remember staring out at the water in San Diego going, I am so lucky I didn't have to pay for that. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. You're going to have to report back on Friday for sure.
I will. And that guy with the platinum credit card or whatever, the titanium, whatever, you gotta do the reverse draw too, to have some fun with it, right? So she pulls out a card, the server pulls out a card, and then he's safe, and then pulls out another one, and that guy's safe. So you know what I mean? There's more drama. It's no fun if you just dig in and grab a card. That's where the guy with the heaviest card has the worst thing. He
you know what?
Victimized the most.
You know what? My West Side brain right there, I don't mind that game because I got to go do a bathroom break, and I would go to the server and I would say, hey, do you see this card? I got $50 if you pull this card first. Don't ask any questions. And then you're off the hook, and then no one's the wiser. It's like my Columbia House deal that I did that I told you about a long time ago.
Me too. Yeah.
What do you got, Curtis?
I love it.
The real pro strategy is, instead of card roulette, you do tap roulette. So everyone taps their card, but you just got to pull out the card that you specifically have tap turned off, and then you never lose.
Oh, veteran. I like that.
I love to steal.
He's a young kid. He stole a TV from someone that was sitting in a hallway at an apartment complex in Fort McMurray once, and he used it. It just went down. And I'm like, he just took someone's TV from the hallway? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I don't know, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was it a tube? Well, you're young. It wouldn't have been a tube TV because those are hard to steal. They're heavy.
We've talked about that. Okay, report back on the supper tonight for sure. Go around the table too. Get everyone's take on the Doors, and then report back on Friday.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was asking a bunch of the guys today about bands you don't like. That's funny because overrated bands.
And then if you really want to stump them, you say, here's some trivia. Name the senior hockey team that Kelly McCrimmon was a player coach for in Saskatchewan. See if Ron will get that one.
Okay, I'll ask Ron. By the way, you almost started a brawl at the press conference today because when we were talking about bands you don't like, overrated bands, whatever, some American guy opens his mouth and goes, says that someone said Bruce Springsteen was overrated, and I'm not going to say that. Somebody said Bruce Springsteen, and he got so mad that he goes, says someone whose country's proudest export is the tragically hip. And I'm like, dude, don't go there.
Oh, obviously.
First of all, they weren't.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, he's never heard of the Bare Naked Ladies or Cashton or Gordon Lightfoot. Yeah.
Well, then he started ripping into Bryan Adams. He just got ugly. So that's all your fault. That's on you.
Did he have a tattoo?
Well, we were waiting for Tortorella.
Did he have a tattoo on his neck?
No. No, he didn't.
Big jacked up truck.
There could have been a fight.
Sunglasses, white sunglasses on his head. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Friday.
On the hat. Yeah, okay.
Friday, we'll touch base. Thanks, buddy. Later.
Cheers.